Simple document to your lead who wanted to go and see, okay, did we capture the requirements properly? What are our source tables? What are our target tables? What are we doing? That will be properly visible here. And one other beauty is, if you see at the job level, it can tell you the table usage, which is very important for you. You're going to see what are the source tables, what are the target tables. What else someone else can ask an ETL tool to be more sophisticated. You see it here. This is kind of a project you wanted to work on. You know, it makes you a little lazy because the documentation is a very important thing. People doesn't really spend time, and so Data Services is giving you an option that we have the auto documentation. Go generate it, use it in parts. Most probably it is not all parts of it is useful. The reason I say that is when you click on print, you still have options to select. You can select images, table usage, variables, anything you want. You can select the mapping document, up to the level of the mapping tree. If you have put an L-trim, R-trim, you want it to be shown in the document, it can show you. It can give you a detailed level of the design that you made. It not only design, it can give you the detailed level of coding that you have gone through in Data Services. That is all possible through Data Services Management Console. So let me just print one of these documents and you visualize it. What you can see, and I'm making it as a default option. I'm selecting everything, but we can always unselect some parts of it if you don't want it to. But currently, let me just throw it there, and you'll see for a small job you have built, there would be 30-40 pages of documentation, which isn't it amazing that whatever you did, you can record it in a Word document. So any questions there, guys? So we're just trying to print the document. It may take a little while. Meanwhile, you can go for your questions if there are any.
So Ganesh, I have a question not on the documentation. I want to see, like, if I schedule a job, if I have scheduled a job, I want to see, like, in the end of the day, next day I come to office, I want to see how many records were loaded. Is there a way we can see here in Data Management Console?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I will show you that. That would be the next thing which we are going to look at.
Okay.
Okay, so in here, you see the documentation that is being generated. ETL documentation, it gives the job name, it gives you all the table names, table usage, these are the source tables, these are the data stores being used. This is the workflow that is required for the dimension table, and by workflow, it gives what are the data flows in it, what is the mapping logic that you implemented. Everything will come as part of the documentation, which you can go and try, generate the document from your own project, whichever you have built. And you'd see it is very useful for you at any point of time. If they are not interested in this detailed level of documentation, sure, they'll give you. I mean, you can give them only option that unselect all these images. You can just take it off. At the job level, you don't want the image. At the job level, most probably you want the image. At the data flow level, you don't want it to see mapping trees. You don't want it to see the images. You can just unselect anything which you want and print it. Now, as the question has been asked, I'm going to excuse me, guys. Sorry. As the question is being asked, I'm going to show you few other important modules of the Central Management Console. So one of them is the performance dashboards. As been asked by Arvind, I think. You're not going to monitor the job every now and then. Instead, you wanted to come back in the morning and see what is my. So there is something called as an operational dashboard. This is really a beautiful utility sitting in there, but not many clients use there. That's the bad thing, because people are not aware of all the utilities that are being provided. I don't see not many projects I have come across where they use the impact and lineage analysis, which is a beautiful option that's been provided in data services. They don't use the data validation reports because the data quality itself is not being implemented to the fullest. So forget about using the rest of the options. But if at all we have used, at least these operational dashboards will be a very helpful utility there. It can show you every day what are the jobs that have been ran last night, how many are still running, how many are successful, how long it took to run a job. Everything is going to be projected on the operational dashboard. You can visualize it. So the managers or the leads are very much interested in just looking at this and understanding what is happening in a project. So you can't hide the fact, like how many times a job has failed, and you can't say, I have loaded a ton of records, like I had 80 million records last night, so it took more. Oh, come on, show me the record count here. You can go and see it. It is taking a little while to come up. Meanwhile, let me see if I have a different place where I can just pull it out. And Shiva, please let me know whenever the server is going to get switched off because of power problems in Hyderabad. I can pull up my own data services environment. Let me pull up the dashboard here, because the other side it was taking too long. I don't think we have configured the dashboard settings, but still, let me try to show you if at all it is there. Yeah, when connected remotely, guys, believe it or not, in fact, we at the client location even are facing several issues. Data services is a 64-bit tool, and it is very expensive on resources. It's going to take a lot of CPU, and it's going to take a lot of memory. But still, because of the high bit processing speeds, it is happening like that. So let me see. I will keep looking at both the panels. Whichever comes first, we are okay. Yeah, this is still not coming up, and I don't know why. But this is the utility. It still shows here as connecting, but it's not coming up. Let's see. Let's wait on that. Unfortunately, even whatever the system I am using, I have a data services environment here. I'm trying to pull them out, and it is also still running, which means there are some issues on that particular utility. But to your question, Arvind, yes, you can go and see in the operational. I'm not sure if Arvind asked the question or someone else. It is for entire crowd. This can show you the actual job execution statistics by each table, by each job. Anything you want, you can go and see here. So view dashboards for data services job execution statistics to see at a glance the status and performance of job execution for one or more repositories over a given time period. That's what is the operational dashboard definition itself. And I'm waiting still on that. While it comes up, let me take any other piece of it, not to just waste our time. So data validation, we can go and see what it is, and surely I will come back to the operational dashboard when it comes up. It is still running. Okay, I will switch on to the other option. Let me see if that works. Unfortunately, though we maintain expensive servers, it is becoming really tough. Okay, finally something came up here. This is how the operational dashboard is going to look like. So you see the job execution statistics. Currently it is not showing you anything, but if I go and pull up a repository, a particular day, the data is still loading. It's going to come up. So it can show you how many jobs are successful. Do we have any errors? How many jobs are still running? Looking at these colors, you can understand what it is. So this is the job execution statistics for today. Job 7, 9, 12, this many jobs have been executed, and how many of them failed and how many are successful, you can see them here. And one other wonderful thing, if I am not wrong, if you click on this, it can show you the history of this particular load. Here is the a repository. Here is the execution time, start time, end time, and whatever the configuration that is being used. You can go up to the level, and I will also show you data validation, where it shows you how many records have been executed, how many have been successful and all. But that will be more like if you have the audits and if you have chosen the option of data validation, report generation and all, which I don't think we have, but these are all the real-time jobs that are running on our servers, and that's what I try to show you. So let us see on our server what is happening. So the data validation statistics, there is no data available. I mean, we haven't enabled any of the validation rules. We haven't created a functional area, so it is not showing up anything in here. But let me also try in the other environment. If at all it gives something, I'm very much okay to show you all this. So that is about the operational dashboards. It can show you the success and failure of a job, and how long it took, what repository it's been executed, all these statistics. But in general, we implement, even as part of the project, to have more control and flexibility. I as an ETL architect, I create a couple of tables and maintain them. I can show you what kind of a framework package we are currently using. Most probably when you go into a different organization, it can differ, but surely anyone would maintain job status tables and load status tables, which are very much friendly for you to go and look what is happening inside. I will show you one of my jobs that I have constructed, and you'll see how magical it works. Okay, the data validation, we don't have any much data that has been configured, because a validation will populate only if you use a validation transform always, and also you need to keep the audit enabled. When you have the audit enabled, it can show you what is the validation rule that's been failed, and it will capture the data. But we haven't implemented any kind of a validation rule. Instead, we were just doing only column level validation, so it doesn't really pull up any data here. The one important thing is the impact and lineage analysis. What is this impact and lineage analysis? Can someone tell in your own terms, just looking at the header, what is this impact and lineage, guys? Try it out, go for it.
History about a data.
What is it? History?
History about a data?
Not really. We can tweak that a little bit. Metadata. This is about metadata, not data. So now you try it out. Impact and lineage analysis. This is mostly about metadata, no data here.
So obviously, where the target table is coming from, or where is it deriving data from, things like that, or where is it going to?
Yeah, you are a little bit there, but to be very specific about it, things in the world change a lot. Think about your own self. You are not the same that you are last year, and compare it from your day one. And your body is transforming, your mind is transforming. In the same way, in a database world, even the databases keep changing. When a change occurs, you don't know the impact. Like when you are a bachelor, you want to get married, you don't know how it will impact your life. You think the marriage is a very good flavor. It's in the same way, people start building their jobs thinking so there is no impact. But down the line, there will be several impacts. So that's what this tool is about. You see here the impact and lineage. What it does is, you have constructed a data warehouse, or you have constructed a business intelligence environment. The source changes. They are not being communicated to you as because you have diversified applications. Heterogeneous environments. You are globally present. So no one intimates you that there is a change in so and so thing. So you better create your own process where you can identify, okay, today there is a change in the source. I see it. So what is the impact? How many jobs has used this source table? No one knows after you really built an enterprise data warehouse. That impact and lineage can be excised from here. So you can say select an object type. If you see here, table or a column is an option, universe is an option, class and an object, business view, element and field, finally a report. First we will take a table and a column. So it gives you all the tables. So if you wanted to click on a table and see where it is being used, you will try to understand what is the impact. So I'm always picking my favorite table. Customer is always my favorite, guys, no doubt about it. For any business, customer is always a hot favorite. Without customers, we are not there. So you see here, the impact and lineage, it can give you, this ODS customer is being used in 3 or 4 different systems. If you see here, there is an, if at all something in the ODS customer changes, what all is going to change is, the STG region is going to change, the particular STG customer surrogate key, target key, the customer dimension is going to change finally. So it is showing you the impact wherever this particular table is being used and what kind of dimensions are being built on this, everything, which data flow is being built for this particular customer dimension. You can visualize it from here. Isn't it a very good option, guys, that you have? So in your own life, even if someone create an impact and lineage analysis report, we all never get married, we will never have kids. We are never going to have kids. We will directly plan to retire after getting into a job. We'll skip all this. But that is the reality.
Question.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I think if we right click on the table and see where it is used, we can get the list of the objects like where it is used, right? So what anything special this particular feature is giving us other than that?
Wonderful question. Okay.
Yes.
Anudeep is talking about an option in data services that we have. I don't know how many of you tried this option. If you go into DS staging, whatever the tables we have built so far, we have like stage customer region. Let me just right click and say where it is being used. So it is used in this particular data flow. Good. You're going to open it. That's all you can do. And it can list even 10 different data flows that are being used. But who will give you the sequence of it? Who will show you the impact of it?
Okay. Yeah.
That is more for the designer, a developer. You are going to develop those and leave it there. But finally, when it is in production, someone will ping you from source system and say, okay, my region table has a small tweak. I changed only one data type. How will you know that data type can impact several different target systems, several different tables that you have built, and there are interfaces again on the business intelligence tools, and it's a complex environment, guys. So because we are looking at it a very small project here, we don't really understand what this tool means for us. But if I go into a real project and if I try to pull out a small table, you will see how complex it is. Let me just pull out an SAP table itself, and then you will have fun. You will see how many different things it has to be. How many different things has to change just because a table is changing. I'm going into the real time. That's the reason I wanted to show you at least a couple of real-time jobs today. There will be several tables that an organization will be using. So we are looking at one table. Let me just show you what is the impact. What is the lineage? Unfortunately, this table doesn't have anything, so I'm sorry. Okay, these are all kind of a standalone table sitting there, so never mind. I will just pull out some other table. And we haven't created, the table is being used as a target. Okay, I need to get a source table. Let me just pull out one. These are the real-time systems which you are looking at, guys. There can be even more systems, but currently whatever I'm showing you is at least you have a dozen systems there. So I'm just trying to take one of the tables which are popularly used, and we would see how it will impact. I'm trying to find my 010 table, the TCMCS 010. Okay, let me take some other table. That's okay. Oh yeah, I see it. The first table is the TCCOM 10210. That is from the barn system, and I just picked the table. You see now there could be several tables. Okay, this will impact only this particular table. If I go into the second table, it can show me what kind of an impact it can have end to end. But you can create some functional areas here. That is the most important thing. We have not created any functional areas so far. But if we create the functional area, you'd see what kind of an impact it can generate on a certain change in a source table. For example, let me just step back a little bit, and I would show you a kind of a report. It can show you the report which you have built in business intelligence, how it impacts with a change in the source table. That kind of information will be provided to you entirely in this impact and lineage analysis utility. So though we don't have a complete build here, if we try to build them in a proper way, you can actually see how is it being used. Okay, most probably whatever I have doesn't have the full view of it, but I'm trying to find at least one of the jobs. Salesperson, sales data warehouse. Did I build this one? I never built it. I don't know where it came from. Did someone else build a data what is it? A data store called a sales data warehouse, guys? One of you guys built it? Okay, here we see the lookup country. It has an impact on to the ship to address, and the ship to address is finally been populating all these three columns. And if this table has a target table directly, it can show you what kind of an impact that this source table can affect on the target table. That is the impact and lineage it can give, guys. Don't worry, I don't have a proper example that is sitting on my own computer to show you, but it is a very good tool if you are trying to look at the metadata and analyze what kind of a changes that a project is undergoing. This is the best way to look at it. And one other option I would like to show you is validation reports or data quality reports. Data quality reports are very much useful if at all you have used some options on to generate reports. How these reports come into picture is, right now you don't see anything. But how they will come into picture is, if I go and enable one of our projects and run that, you will see what is going to happen. Let me go into the DQ project which we have built, at least using only one of them, but I would try to show you the option that is sitting in there. Let me see how far we can go with that. I don't think in country ID we have the option of generate report. We don't have that option here. For any of the other data quality transforms, we haven't used here many transforms which we'll be using in the next class. But let me pull out at least one or two transforms and then show you how it looks like. I mean, it is not going to be very hard for me to show, so let me try to show you that. Okay, in this surely you will find at least some of the data quality transforms being used. No, not this one. What? It's just is hanging there. Again, that system also is a corporate system, but it has the problems. But let me quickly build at least one of them and then show you, just for the purpose of what we are doing. Let me Let me get in here, pull out a data quality transform, and then we will see what options we have. Though I'm not going to generate a report in this session, I will show you at least one of that. How to get that report generated is the important thing. So I'm taking just the European address cleanse transform. This is only for understanding it, guys, because I don't have any Europe data that I can show you. That's the reason I'm just giving some disclaimers. Bear with me. And if you see in the options, the source, the input and output options, you can understand, because last time at least I tried to show you what all you have. In the options, this is the very important thing. Generate report data. You see here, this one. If you make it as an yes, then it generates a report for you. That report will come up on your data services management console, in which you see at the data quality reports. You can go job by job. Currently we don't have any there, but if you can go job by job, it can show you a report name and the job name, status of the job, how many records are being extracted, how many are loaded, how many are being rejected. That can show you at the data quality level. But unfortunately, we don't have it at the data services level. Nothing that can show how many records are being extracted and loaded. You have to build your own reports, because that data quality reports are more important, and it is an integrated feature when it came into data services. Whereas the normal project, you are going to extract several sources. They cannot just accommodate everything there, because these are very standard. They are the ones who decide the field names and all. It is very easy for them. So these are the standard names that have been defined, and anything you change externally is just only visibility purpose. Internally, it has its own name, so it can create a report automatically without any issues. So when I'm going to at least run you through a couple of these transformations, no doubt about it. When we meet on Saturday and Sunday, we are going to at least practice a couple of transforms, and I promise to show you the match transform, which is mostly used for the deduplication purpose. That we would cover it. So there comes the end of the story, the data services management console. Except that if you have any questions, I have time to answer you. Please let me know.
So in 4.0, in information steward also has the same tools. Why management studio also has the same tools?
Yeah, information stewards has some of the tools, but it is not the same thing what you see here. See, information, information stewards. Let me just pull out the information stewards environment, and we would see if at all what you told is right or not. Information stewards can also be helpful for us to build a cleansing package. No doubt about it. It comes with several options, but even it doesn't have everything in it. Information steward is just only a new tool that came into market. But data services is a tool that is being existed in market for several years. And we are one of the clients who has implemented information stewards, and we are in production using that. It is not a fully matured tool so far, but it is going to create history when really the next release is going to happen. In a couple of months, they will have a next release. I'm searching for my dev environment. Yeah. Here in information stewards, yes, you do have some of the options or features that you are seeing there, but that is a little bit different than what we see here. There you are using it for cleansing purpose. The account has been disabled. SAP. Let me try, guys. I don't remember. They seem to have disabled my account because I never used it for the past 3 months. So it looks like they have disabled it. No. No. I don't have access to it. But yes, to answer your question, yes, the information stewards also has few options of generating the impact and lineage. You have that, and also you have the option of data quality reports. It's not reports there. There it can generate scorecards. Reports are a little bit different than scorecards, so it can generate that. So any other questions, guys? Okay, if no questions, then we will take up the next important thing is I would like to show you how we design framework, how we actually build the real jobs, how you can make use of some ETL mechanism to be built into your job so that you don't face too many challenges. Data services designer, which I wanted to show you, is just hanging.
Ganapati, I have a quick question.
Yeah, go ahead. The entire next 15-20 minutes, guys, I can take any number of questions that you have. Go for it.
So how do you make transports across systems? I guess I remember you told me this before, but I just want to. How are transports made across systems? Other than, is it an ATA tool? Export, import?
Your voice, you are breaking up actually.
No, my question was, Hari, can you hear me now?
Yes.
My question is, how do you do the transports across systems? Is it using that export, import ATL file?
Oh, okay. You're just asking about moving into different environments.
Yeah, and to add to that, I want to see the logs of transport being moved. I want to know like whether the transport was moved successfully or not into one environment. How can I see that? And I want to know who did.
As I know, we don't have any option like to monitor whether a particular job is moved into a new environment or not. There is one option called system configuration, which I would like to show you. This is only the option that is the safest and the best to execute the job into different different environments. But if you wanted to move a job from one environment to other environment, the best way is central repository you have to use, and then if you check in your jobs into central repository, any administrator can get those jobs and migrate them. That is one way. The other way is a database way of doing it. You can always export it as a dump and then import into any environment. The reason I say that is a data services, what it is doing is it is always loading everything into a table.